Ooh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. I'm here, man. I'm here, baby. Today I'm gonna hit some shoulders. Today is Monday, the 23rd day of December of the year 2024, man. Yeah. Today I want to talk about actually accepting change and why it's hard for people to accept change. We're going to talk about both sides, the side of why it's so hard for people to accept change and why it's so hard to change into somebody else. Why it's so hard to change to become a better version of yourself. Why it's so complicated. At the same time, when you do change, why it's so hard for people to actually hold on to the changes they had made in their lives to move on towards a better future. A lot of people always make changes, and then within a couple of days, weeks, months, sometimes it'll take them years, but they will always go back to being them the old ways, having the old person, the old ways that they used to carry on with life. They always find themselves going back to that part of their lives. I don't know why, but we're gonna discuss it today, man. Yeah, like always, I like starting my shoulder workouts, man, with some shoulder press. Yep. It was good. Nice warm up set. Yeah, man. Listen, I hope you guys had a good day, or whoever is still out working. I hope you're having a good day. Hope everything is going perfectly fine for you with your family, your friends, your neighbors. Hope everything is going perfectly fine in your communities and your neighborhoods. And for those people that's having a hard time today, that's going through a battle today, just hold on. Just always think positive. No matter what you're going through, please keep a positive mind and you'll get through it. So just hold on. Don't give up and don't resort to doing bad to get through your obstacles in life. Just hold on and just walk through whatever you're going through, man. Yeah, but today I wanted to talk about the importance of holding on to the changes that you had made in your life. The importance of holding on to the changes you have made. That's one side of the topic, and the other side is why it's so hard for people to change their lives. Why it's so hard for people to become different and better versions of themselves. So we're going to dive right into it, and why it's so hard for people to change their lives. And once again, guys, it's an open discussion. I would really appreciate if you guys chime in, with your comments. Let me know how you're feeling as well towards this topic. I would appreciate. Let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? So, would appreciate you chiming in. But me personally, I think the reason why it's so hard for people to change their lives to become better versions of themselves, it's it's based on a lot of fear. It's based on a lot of people being scared of the unknown. That's me personally. That's, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is an open discussion. You could chime in and tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if you agree with me, tell me if you disagree. But me personally, my opinion, the reason why people don't change is because I think it's 95 to 99% of the time when people don't change is because of fear. Because human beings are very scared of the unknown. Human beings are willing to suffer in silence of their current situation, knowing that if they take a chance and get out the situation to do something else, just to give something else a chance, it's the whole scared fact of what if that don't work out? Then what happened now? And the older people become in life, that's what I've been noticing. The older people become in life, especially when they start having kids, they start adding to the family. They have one kid, then two kid, three. Once that first kid comes into the world, they fear incredibly heighten up. After one kid, the average human being, the fear that they had before they had that baby, the fear that they had dramatically increase after one kid. The chances they would not take before they had that one kid, they definitely not taking chances after the one kid. So I honestly think that's one of the biggest factors that white people, humans, don't ever grow into the full potentials in life because they don't want to change. They don't want to figure out what's next. They don't want to go into the unknown to figure it out. The whole mentality of being settled and being comfortable with a routine that does not make you happy, it's madness. If you're currently in a routine right now that does not bring joy to your heart every single day that you're doing the routine, meaning that you're getting up at the same time to be at work, at the same time to get out of work, at the same time to come home, at the same time to cook for your family and kids, at the same time to go to bed. If you're in a routine right now, and that routine that you're currently in, and I'm talking to everybody out there, men, women, boys, girls, I'm talking to the entire world. That because that goes for everybody. If you're currently in a routine in your life that's not bringing joy to your heart on a daily basis, if it's not bringing joy to your heart on a daily basis, something is not right. Something needs to change. And what's holding you back from changing who you was yesterday is the fear of you taking a leap of that bridge to jump into that water. The fear of the unknown, that there could be sharks down there, there could be great whites, there could be tiger sharks, there could be lemon sharks, there could be black tip shark, there could be a bunch of sharks down there. So the whole fear of you not jumping into that water is because you fear you're so fearful of the sharks that you're jumping into that water. And that holds back 99% of people from becoming a better version of themselves. That holds 99% of people back from creating wealth, from creating happiness, from creating joy for them and whoever else they might love. You can't, man, you cannot, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot live your life in fear. You cannot be worried about the unknown, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we could go to sleep today and don't wake up. So you think because you go to sleep, you know how many people every single day go to sleep and they had no pains, they had no pain before they went to sleep, they had no medical problems before they went to sleep, but they just never woke up. So that's how you got to think. You know how many people every day that never had medical issues, went to sleep perfectly fine, went to sleep at the same time every day, eating well, working out, but they never woke up. So knowing that happens every day, and God give you another chance to wake up, why are you not taking the full advantage of that chance to become a better version of yourself? To put yourself in a better situation where you could create wealth, you could create happiness, you could create joy, you could bring those things into your life. You cannot be in a routine that brings you nothing but sorrow and continue going down into that routine every single day. Listen, it's madness. It's madness to the people out there every single day, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Every year pass and you're in the same predicament, the same routine, that you know that routine from day one was not going to bring you joy, but you're sticking to that routine and hoping that something better happened for you in that routine. It's never going to happen, man. You have to take it upon yourself and You have to get the fear out of your body. You have to get it out of your body, man. Oh, oh, those 45 pounds. Mind you, my bench, as you can, let me show you my bench. My bench is not all the way up at a straight angle because the way this bench is designed, it's not designed to do shoulder press. A lot of people, when they're doing shoulder press, they actually have, a lot of people need to put their back, like lean their back onto something to get the back of the bench to stabilize them. So the way I'm doing it, there is no stabilization for my back. So that's just me with the weight, 100% with the weight. My back is not leaning back or nothing. Because look, if I lean back, this is where I'm at. I'm gonna have to be doing shoulder presses here. So this is not shoulder presses. When you're leaning back like that, you're doing more. This is gonna be more for upper chest. So you have to keep your back as straight as you possibly can on every rep, and it's 10 times harder like that. So if you boys and girls out there, ladies and gentlemen out there, guys, if you're looking for a coach, if you're looking for somebody that's natural, that's been working out for over 6 years, and that actually used to be close to 400 pounds and decided to change their entire life. If you want to be one of those people to create a story similar to my story, if you want to get on the journey to becoming a better version of yourself, in a healthier version of yourself, you could contact me via email, via comments, message, DMs, whichever way you can reach out to me, and I will be more than grateful to help you get there. If you have a couple of dollars you're willing to spend, you can reach out to me, man. I'm always willing to work and communicate with people that's willing to do stuff towards a better life. If you think that I would be suitable to work with you towards a healthier version, to work with you to becoming a healthier version of yourself, reach out to me. I'm available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Phone call as much as you would like to talk to me. Go over meal plans as much as you would like to discuss it. And most importantly, you can always rely on me at all times. You can always rely on me. And before you call me, just know I'm one of those type of people that's very, very strict on the food part of your health. So this, before you contact me, just know this is not going to just be about lifting weights or doing cardio, or it's going to be the main points of if me and you work towards if me and you work to becoming a healthier version of yourself, is going to be having to do with 75% of things that we're going to discuss is going to be how you discipline yourself with food. Because this is not going to be one of those coaching programs or one of those training programs that's going to be discussed with steroids involved or no type of PEDs involved. This is not one of those conversations when you call me, we're going to have discussion about taking shortcuts, because that's what steroids are. Steroids are taking shortcuts to build your muscle to become stronger. But in reality, steroids are doing more damage to your inside of your body. It makes you look pretty outside, but the inside of your body is damaging. It's killing you slowly. So this is not. I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy on social media, juicing up every day, looking cut up, selling programs. That's not me. I'm a normal dude who's been working out for over 6.5 years. I was close to 400 pounds. I became disciplined first and foremost with my food. I became disciplined with working out. So you have to become disciplined, number one, with the food. When you discipline yourself with the food, everything else comes naturally. I disciplined myself with the food. I started losing the weight. Then I joined the gym, and then I'm into the gym. It trickles into effect. Everything just goes together. You know, you become disciplined with food, then you become disciplined with the workouts, then you become disciplined with, with the weight part of the working out, you become disciplined with the cardio part of the working out. And once again, if you don't like lifting weights, everybody's not into lifting weights. You don't have to like lifting weights. But I just think it's very, very important to include some form of weight resistance training into your routine at least 2 to 3 times a week. It could only be for 30 minutes of resistant weight training. It doesn't have to be heavy weight. This right here is 20 pounds. I also have 10-pound dumbbells. You know, I also have 10-pound dumbbells right here. This is 10 pounds. You know, so it's not about lifting heavy weights. When I first started working out, you know, so I don't want you guys to think out there this has to be based on heavy weights. No, dude. Once again, this is not going to be based on trying to break a world record. All these guys in the fitness industry that's breaking and setting world records, they're all using PEDs. Naturally, there's no way in this world a human being, natural, could lift up 1,000 pounds. A natural human being, I don't care what you're telling me you're eating, none of that matters. Naturally, a human being body is not capable of lifting 1,000 pounds, of benching, squatting, or deadlifting. A human body naturally is not capable of doing that. So I'm not one of the type of people that will coach you to break a world record in powerlifting. Why? Why you want to break a world record in powerlifting? What money are you going to make breaking the world record that's currently there in powerlifting? What money are you going to make? What's the benefit of breaking the record of pushing flat bench chest press? I think it's like 750. Somebody have like 700 pounds. What money? What's involved health wise for me? What's the benefit for me to lift 750 pounds on the bench? What's the benefit for me to deadlift 1,000 pounds? It's no benefit. So for people out there that will watch my lives and watch my videos, I'm just letting you people know right now, this is not how I am. This is not what I'm about. I'm not one of those who try to help people to break world records. No, because to break those records, you have to use steroids. Simple and plain. So I'm not your guy. But if you want to deal with somebody that's constantly going to be there for you, every phone call, if you want to deal with somebody that knows how it feels to be chubby, if you want to deal with somebody that dropped the weight naturally, if you want to deal with somebody that will tell you step to step exactly how he did it and how you can do it, you could contact me. We could work together and we could make it happen. You know, but top of the story, once again, as I said from the beginning, we're going to start off the sessions, the program, whatever you might call it. We're going to start off the relationship with helping you and doing the best that you can to become disciplined with food. Because that's the biggest problems that people face when they're trying to live a healthier and when they're trying to become a healthier version of themselves. That's the biggest issues that people have when they're doing whatever it takes to become a better version, a healthier version of themselves. They cannot contain themselves with the food part of it. They cannot control themselves with the food. A lot of people cannot discipline themselves to stop eating sugary food. A lot of people cannot discipline themselves to stop eating so many different carbs. A lot of people cannot discipline themselves to stop eating processed food. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of things that you have to do little by little by little, but it's the most important part of becoming a healthier version of yourself is discipline yourself with the food first and foremost. Once you become disciplined with the food, then you could become disciplined with the workouts, which meaning the weight resistance training and the cardio training. You have to become disciplined first and foremost with food. And you go, let's go. Oh. Ooh. Oh, yeah, man. So if you want me to work with you guys, you reach out to me and we could get it going. But back to the topic of today's discussion, accepting change. So let's finish up on the reason why. Once again, it's hard for people, human beings, to change their lives. And we already discussed the fear. The fear is, to me, fear is the biggest issue. Another issue a lot of people face when doing what it takes to become a better version of themselves. A lot of another problem people will face is the close families or close friends. The people that they love in their lives that is actually doing things that they know for a fact, me hanging around these people, me hanging around this family member, I want to change. I want to become a better version of myself. But me hanging around my family member, me hanging around a childhood friend that I consider my family now, if I move on to become a better version of myself, what happened to that person? Or what happened to those people? This is another reason why a lot of people stay put. When they know they could take the chance and become a better version of themselves, they stay put because they don't want to disappoint other people around them. Remember, the first reason that I think, and those are my reasons, the first reason that I think that people don't never change to become a better version of themselves is fear. My second choice of why people don't become better version of themselves is because they let other people hold them back. The need that they feel to satisfy other people, that's not doing nothing with their lives. The need that you feel strongly in your heart, like, bro, I need to stay with this person, like I need to be around this person. Like, if I'm not around this person, who knows what could happen? That type of feeling hold a lot of people back from achieving and becoming better people, to becoming way better, becoming a way better version of themselves. The fact that they're allowing a friend or family member to manipulate their mind and tell them, oh, nah, this is not possible. I don't think you could accomplish this. Or you know what? Let's start tomorrow. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll do it with you. Let's start doing it tomorrow. I'll do it with you. Tomorrow comes. And then you get up and you're ready to go. Let's go. Let's give this a try. And that friend or that family member is telling, oh, damn, this came up. I really can't do it today. Let's start tomorrow. Next thing you know, a whole year passed with you waiting for that person to finally get it together. When you've been got it together, you've been got your life together, you've been ready to move on to become a better version of yourself. Now you're being held back by someone you love, by someone you care about, because they are not trying to get their lives together. That's my second reason why a lot of human beings don't become better version of themselves. Because of the circle they're currently in. They cannot figure out a way to get away and get away and get far away from that circle. Because in their head, they're thinking, okay, I'll still have to live in this neighborhood. I still have to live in this community. Yes, in my heart, I want to change, but still I have to come home until when I do make the change financially, I'm not going to make the change with finance is not going to come right away. So me making a change to become a better version of myself, still I'm going to live in this community. The money is going to come in, but it's not going to come in as fast as I would want to get out the neighborhood, to get out the community. You can't think like that. With that type of mentality, thinking about, oh, I'm going to have to come back to go to sleep in this neighborhood. I'm going to still have to hang out in this neighborhood. Listen, I done hanged out around a bunch of people that was doing things that I didn't want to be a part of it. And when I say hang out, me personally, I don't like hanging out. Hanging out A lot of people is like, oh, you see these people every day and you're hanging out with them knowing they're doing bad things. No, I'm talking about once in a while. I will pass certain neighborhoods, and some people, certain people that I grew up with, I will see them in the neighborhood we all grew up. And even before I moved out that neighborhood, I would go back to the neighborhood. I would go in my house, come out once in a while, hang out. I would never get myself caught up in what they're doing. But a lot of people, they can't just go back to the neighborhood, change their lives. Change their lives, but when they have to go back to that neighborhood, they can't continue being that person, that they cannot continue to be the new version of themselves. They go back into that neighborhood and become the old version all over again until they get back out the neighborhood to continue on the new life. We're going to discuss that later on also in the part of holding on to change and the reason why people don't hold on to change. So that's my reason too. People be having their loved ones around them. They be circling themselves around people that's not willing to change, that's not willing to become better people, that's not willing to become better version of themselves. And they just have those people continually being around them. And because of that reason, they don't never, ever grow into their full potential because they don't want to break away. They don't want to break free from these people that they know. Being around these people or being around this one person is never going to take me. It's never going to get me nowhere in my life. I'm never going to grow into my full potential in life by me hanging around this person or by me hanging around those people. You know that as a human being, we know when we're around people that's toxic. We know as human beings when we're around people we're never going to grow. And we ask ourselves, why am I around this person? Why am I even hanging around these people, dude? What's the purpose? What's the point? What am I going to gain hanging around these people? We've been friends for 10 years. And no, not even one day within those 10 years, we ever have had a discussion about investing into stocks. We never had a discussion about investing into real estate. We never had the discussion of like, you know what, bro? It's going to take at least 2 to 3 months of taking a real estate course, and then you go take the real estate class, the real estate test, and become a real estate agent. Within the 10 years I knew you, we never had that discussion. First, let's get into the stock market. Let's invest into big companies. Let's invest into companies other people built. And the little bit of money we were making, let's invest into those companies for 15, 20 years down the line. We never once had this conversation about the stock market. Crypto came out. We never once had a conversation about crypto. We never once had a conversation. We know me personally, I said to you all the time, like, damn, the real estate market is really good, man. I think that's something that we should really, I'm talking to you about positive things every time I get a chance, but the only response that's coming out of you, yeah, you're right, bro, you're right. And then immediately you will change it into some nonsense. You will change it into something that completely makes no sense. Oh yeah, I can't wait to drink this. I can't wait to, what? I'm trying to discuss something with you for a better life, for a better future. And you just literally cut off what I was saying to you to go talk about something that actually makes no sense. That is not going to bring value. You immediately go and start talking about something that's not going to bring value to me or you in no way, shape, or form anytime soon. And I'm talking to you about something that could bring us a lot of value in our lives within the next year, next 2 years, next 3 years, next 5 years. That could increase our value in this world. But you don't want to hear it. You want to hear some bullshit. So my whole thing is, why as human beings, if we know that we're around certain people that's just not heading in the direction we're heading into, why keep those people around? I'm not saying to just straight ditch your friends, your childhood friends or your family. No, I'm not saying ditch them, but you have to create space. The only how to become a better version of yourself when you're around people like that, of one person. You don't have to be people. You don't have to be multiple people. It could be just one person that you're around, that you consider to be your friend or your family, that you trust. You know for a fact being around that person or being around those people is never getting you to your destination in life. You know it's never going to get you to growing into your full potential while you're hanging out with these people. So unless you come to the conclusion and you say, like, listen, I have to put space in between me and these people. You have to create space in between you people. You have to realize that I have to give myself space away from these people, or I have to give myself space away from this person. Because without space, I am not going to be able to grow into something different. I'm not going to be able to grow and become a better version of myself if I continue staying side by side with people like that, or with a person like that. Unless you don't make those type of decisions, which to some people is really hard, it's very difficult. So that's my second reason why people don't actually grow and become better version of themselves. They don't grow into the full potential because they let other people drag them along into their bullshit lives. And you might say, you're probably looking at this video and you're like, but everybody is grown, everybody has to make that own choice. They could make their own choices, they don't have to listen to other people. Yes. You're right. But you will be surprised how the majority of human beings get weak towards people that they care about, people that they love, the communities that they was brought up in, the neighborhoods that they was brought up in. They will let those communities run their lives for years and years and years. They will let those neighborhoods, and I'm talking about the entire neighbors, the entire community, they will let the bullshit politics in those places control their lives for years and years and years to come. And there's a lot of people in low income, in projects, in minority neighborhoods that's welfare, and there's a lot of people in those neighborhoods that have the mentality they want to get out. They want to do what it takes to get out those neighborhoods. But the only thing that's holding them back is the people that they surround themselves with every single day. But you have to realize your biggest enemy and your biggest setback in life is you. And the reason why I'm saying is you, because you have to ultimately make that decision to move on with your life. You have to ultimately come to the conclusion, like, listen, I have to create space between me and these people. Yes, I got to go back there to go to sleep, but the new version of myself that I became, whenever I go back there, I'm going to continue being that person. I am not going to change because I'm around people. I'm going back to a neighborhood or to a community that everybody that I know in that community don't never want to grow into becoming a better version of themselves. I'm going to stick with my morals and I'm going to stick with my routine, that the routine that I'm currently on is actually making me into a better person. The routine that I'm currently on is actually helping me grow into my full potentials in life. You have to stick with your guns. You have to stick with it regardless if you have to go back in that neighborhood, in that community for a year until you get your finance together when you could actually move out that neighborhood. So you can't let other people hold you back. You have to become your strongest supporter. You have to know, like, I'm holding me back. These people is not putting a gun to my head. No matter how much I love these people, no matter how much I care about these people, they're not holding me hostage here. I'm holding myself hostage. You have to make this type of decision. You have to say, like, listen, bro, this is going to stop. This is going to end today. I love these people, but I'm going to become a new version of myself. And eventually I'm going to get my finance together and I'm going to get out this community. I'm going to get out this neighborhood. So my reason number 2 is that reason. And you could say I'm wrong, but you listen, this is a discussion. This is an open discussion. Please chime in, comment to me. Let me know exactly how you feel about exactly what I'm saying. And those are my 2 reasons. Those are my 2 main reasons of why people don't change into becoming better version of themselves. My number 1 reason, it was based on fear. A lot of people are very, very terrified of the unknown. A lot of people are not willing to jump in water, deep waters, to figure out and become a different person. They are scared of everything that's in that water. No matter there is nothing in the water, In their brain, in their mind, they're terrified of what could be in that water. So that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't change. My second reason why people don't change to become better version of themselves is by surrounding themselves with the wrong people. By being a part of the wrong circle, that will make a lot of people not change and become better version of themselves. Those are my two top reasons. Please let me know in the comments if and what's your reasons. Ooh. Do one more shoulder press. I'll switch up the exercise, man. And those 45 pounds feels heavy. Was good though. Yeah, man. And my third and final reason for why human beings don't change into becoming better versions of themselves. My third and final reason, a lot of people will blame it on finance. A lot of people will blame the reason why they're not changing and they don't want to change, or they're trying to change but nothing is happening. They're going to blame it on financial reasons. A lot of people. And to me, that's just a cop-out. That's just an excuse. Because I tell you right now, bro, and especially for people in the United States that's looking at this video, in the United States, you could be broke today and tomorrow you could just run into like a whole bunch of money. And you might say, Lenny, how? What are you talking about? Well, money's not growing in trees. Well, tell me where I could run into a bunch of money. No, I'm not saying it in a sense of you could go outside and run into money in the garbage or in a tree. No, I'm talking about if you take the right steps in life, in the United States and European countries around the world, there's different opportunities, different places. But for those in the United States, you will know what I'm talking about. If you do what's right and you work towards achieving a long-term goal and you sacrifice and you pray every day and you work through the struggles and you cry through the struggles, you lose sleep over what's going on. I'm telling you, if you're willing to fight through the battles, doing what's right, eventually something is going to give. Something have to give and something must give eventually. So you're going to run into some type of financial gains eventually. The struggles will never last. The thing about struggling, when people going through struggles, when people are going through trials and tribulations in their lives, they don't realize if you keep doing what's right, no matter how hard it might be to do what's right when you're struggling financially, but you keep pushing, you keep doing, you keep taking your last $5 and you're willing to help somebody else out to buy them something to eat, or you would take your last $5. You see a woman with her kids in the gas station and she don't have money to put gas in, you'll give her your last $5. You will see an old lady in the supermarket or old man in the supermarket, elderly people. Let me stop saying old, I'm sorry. Elderly people in the supermarket shopping and they're short $5 and you will take your last $5, knowing that after this $5, you don't know how something else is going to come into your pocket. But you are willing to take that last $5 and give to the elderly people so they could go home with groceries so they could eat. Those are all blessings that comes, bro. Those are all blessings that's going to take you to the success that you're ultimately looking for. That's what people don't understand. And that's one of the biggest reasons that people always make the excuse about letting finance hold them back into being the person they are every single day is because of finance. It's a cop-out. It's an excuse. You could change. It doesn't take money to change people. You don't need to be a multi-million to make a change in your life. No, you don't. You don't have to have $100,000 to change who you are today. You just need to get up and become a better version of yourself. If you're lazy, stop being lazy. If you're into playing video games, stop playing video games. If you're all this on social media and the internet strolling, stop it. Those are ways you're changed to become a better version of yourself. If you want to do something good in your life, everybody out there, if you want to do something good in your life, if you want to become a different version of yourself, you cannot cop out and make bullshit excuses. Excuses is never going to take you forward. It's only going to bring you back. Excuses is always going to bring you back in life. Finance is not a legitimate argument when coming to making a change in your life. You do not need a boatload of money to change your life. You don't need a big amount of finance. You don't need to have a great bank account. You don't have a nice, no. So for you to change you, if you're a human being that people cannot count on, become a human being people could actually count on. If you've never been a loyal person, become a loyal person. If you never had respect for others other than your family, become a respectful person, a respectful human being in your neighborhood, in your community. Simple changes. Eventually, when the big things comes around, you're going to realize like, oh, damn, that wasn't me. A year ago, I would not did what I just did right now. Once you start making little changes in your lives, the little changes eventually create the big changes that you're actually looking for. The big changes doesn't come overnight. The big changes does not come overnight. But you start doing the small things. If you never was kind to people, all of a sudden just start being kind. And don't do it for nothing in return. If you never helped a homeless person out, help out a homeless person. And once again, that's not helping out a homeless person for clicks and views. I'm talking about doing things with the kindness of your heart. The kindness of your heart. That's what you do to get the blessing from God and his family every day. When you do stuff for somebody good, but once you're the thing that you're doing for someone else, for the better of themselves, you're doing it with strings attached, there's no blessing to come for that. If you out there think that, okay, yeah, I'll be doing good to other people, I'll be doing good for people, no. If you're doing good for other people, but yet you're expecting something in return from those people that you're actually helping, that's not blessings. You're not going to get the blessings that you think that you deserve because you help someone else get out of a financial situation by giving them a loan. You gave them a loan and you gave them a loan with interest on top of that. You didn't just be like, okay, yeah, I love you. You need $100. Here's $100, but you got to give me back $150. And you expect God to bless you for that type of nonsense. You get a blessing from someone you know, or even a stranger that you see in the supermarket, some elderly people, an elderly woman, elderly man, you see in the supermarket, and they have a cart filled with groceries, but they're short $20, they're short $30. And you know, this is my last 30, or even if it's not your last $30, but you know what? I'm going to give this elderly people this $50 to take the grocery home, dude. And you did that. That's a blessing you will get from, because you're not expecting to get nothing from this elderly people. You're doing it from the kindness of your heart. Can you please understand what I'm talking about? So don't use finance as a reason that you cannot change your life. That's straight bull crap. It's nonsense. It's 100% nonsense. The people out there, and that's my third and final reason why people don't change their lives, because they have that whole myth in their head that, oh, I need to have money to change. What do you mean you need to have money to change? All of those things that I mentioned to you comes naturally from the day we was born. God gave us those things within us from the day we was born. How to be kind, how to be respectful to each other, how to be loyal, how to treat people the way you want to be treated, how to treat others with kindness, how to believe in God, how to have faith in God, how to pray to God, how to always make everything you're doing, make God and his family a part of your plan, your decision making every single day. We was born with those things within us, regardless of what community, what neighborhood we was brought up in. Those are things that we was born within us. To have faith in a higher power. I don't know who's your higher power. If you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Catholic. I don't know who you're Jew. I don't know who is your higher power. But every religion believes in a higher power. Every religion, I don't care what is your religion, believes in someone above us is watching over us. We was born with that. We was born to be kind to each other. If you look at little kids, right? Perfect example. And you could see on social media and in the internet world, there is videos out there with little kids growing up with each other, just nothing but loving each other. And I'm talking about examples of kids with different color skin. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm talking about, you'd see Caucasian kids, colored kids, Asian kids, all growing up in a neighborhood. And those are those are things that people tested in lives. There's actually scientists that actually test the theory. If people was born racial, or if people was born prejudiced, or if people was born cruel, there is kids that was born cruel. There is kids that was born with the type of personalities that they will not stand for you taking something from them. As little kids, you could see those type of trademarks in your kid. But you know what they didn't find? That kids was born racist. That we as little babies, we was born to be prejudiced. They found out, older we become in life, our circumstances and the people that we surround ourselves in, the people that we surround ourselves around, older we become, they will influence our minds into becoming racial, into becoming a prejudiced person, into becoming a judgmental person. When we was born, those are not those negative traits. God did not instill this inside of us. What we was born with is the trait to be kind, the trait to be respectful. Even little babies, when they lie to their parents, you can look at them and they know immediately they did something wrong. Look at the little baby when they did anything wrong. Whenever a little baby did something wrong, you could look at that kid and you could tell from 100 miles away that kid feel guilty. That kid feels bad for what they did. You could just see it in their eyes. So that whole excuse about, oh, we was born racist, or we was born, no, stop it, man. Stop it. Stop making excuses out there and changing your lives and using money as an excuse, using money as a reason why you can't become a better version of yourself. Stop making money the issue that you cannot get out your community. Stop making money the issue that's the reason you cannot change and get out your neighborhood. You are your biggest setback. You, me, we are human beings. As human beings, we are our biggest setbacks. We are our biggest competition. You are holding you back. You are keeping you in that neighborhood. You are the reason why you're not moving out that community. You. Because regardless of how of a bullshit job you might have today, if you decide to take those paychecks and save at least 75% of that paycheck, the paycheck could be the bullshittest paycheck, $200 a week, $300. If you will save 75% of that paycheck for a 12-month period, you could afford to get out that community. Am I right or wrong? So stop using finance as an excuse to keep you where you're currently at in life. It's an excuse. It's simple and plain, dude. And you might get away by lying to your parents about, oh, this is the reason why I can't leave my neighborhood because my finance is messed up. Please, man. There's so many people out there that have it way worse than you, and they made it work, and they don't live in the projects no more. You know what I mean? They moved to a nice neighborhood with nothing but private houses, no loud music at night, no fighting, none of the arguing. No, they moved to a nice, quiet, peaceful area to raise the kids. We all can make it happen. We all do. We are our biggest competition. And if you think it's other people is your biggest competition, you got it wrong. Yeah, man. You got it all wrong, man. Working out those back delts, man, the red delts. That's what I'm on right now. Working them red delts, baby. All right, guys. I just gave you my 3 reasons on why people actually never change to become a better version of themselves. Number 1, once again, was fear. Number 2 was the people they surround themselves with. And number 3 was the excuse of not having enough resources or enough finance to change their lives. So now we are going to go into the reason why people actually cannot hold on to changes. Once again, we're going to go into the other part of this argument on when people actually make the change, right? There is people like me who made a drastic change in my life. My story, it's very, when I say drastic, it's drastic. It is the word that I mentioned. My story is that type of story. I used to be close to 400 pounds. I used to be eating and drinking and living a life of carefree. Not listening to my doctor, not really listening to people around me, doing stuff that my grandparents would not be proud of, disappointing my grandparents. Basically, I started involved when my grandparents passed. I started involving myself in things that would disappoint my grandparents, things that they brought me up to never be a part of those things, to never become one of those people. And after they passed, I started little by little, started hanging out with different people. And, I thought I was strong. I thought I was one of the strong people because I came up with my grandparents and they instilled so much morals within me. My grandparents was the best. They instilled morals in me that I would have never learned growing up with my actual mother and father. So when they passed away and I decided to start being around people that, I knew wasn't really a good crowd for me, I used to just tell myself, nah, eventually you're not gonna come like those. You're not gonna become like those people. They're just your friends. You go see them once in a while. The once in a while, once a week turns into twice a week, turns into 3 times a week, make a long story short, turns into hanging out with these people every day. And my life just took a nosedive. And at the time, I wasn't really thinking it was taking a nosedive. Every day was hanging out, doing what people, doing what we was doing, hanging out, doing what we was doing what was wrong. I was involved in doing stuff that I'm not proud of right now, but it made me who I am. And it took actually after a little over a decade. And my mother actually had got sick really bad, and she had went into a local a New York State hospital. She went into, and I remember I went to go see my mom. She was in that hospital for a little over a week, like I'll say like 9 to 10 days. But on the day prior to my mom's being released, I went in. I used to just always visit her for a little while, bring her something to eat, bring her some flowers, and just tell her I love her and then leave. Never stood in the hospital with her for like more than 15, 20 minutes. So the day prior to her getting released, because doctor had told her she was going to leave the day after. So I went to visit her, and she was giving me the good news that, oh, well, I'm going to leave tomorrow. I'm going to go back to the house. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, that's good, man. That's good. And then she's sitting on the hospital bed, and I'm sitting in the chair next to her. We just there talking. She was watching TV, and and she's like, honestly, she's like, Lannie, listen, I really need to tell you this stuff, and it's been on my chest. And I'm like, what's going on? She said, the biggest reason for my stress is you. So I'm like, actually, I'm listening. Me and my mom is cool. So I'm like, what do you mean I'm the biggest reason for your stress, for you being stressed out. Because her being hospitalized at that point was stress related. And they was fearful that she was going to have a heart attack or a stroke. So they brought her to the hospital. Her blood pressure was to the roof. So they brought her to the hospital to lower her blood pressure and put her on treatment. So anyway, so we did talking, and she's like, listen, the life you're living, it was never like that. She was like, when, your grandparents was alive, you was not that person. She was like, you became a complete different person. And she's like, I'm scared for you. She's like, every time I go to sleep and, I think about you all the time, I just be scared. I be having dreams that people is doing bad things to you because of what you're involved in. Bro, make a long story short, man, the conversation between me and my moms, I ended up staying in the hospital close to 2 hours that day. Me and my mom just talking, just talking. I'm like, wow. After the conversation with my mom, so I got off that chair and I walked into the hallway to leave, but I went back into the room. And I sat back on the chair and I told my mom, I'm like, listen, I promise you, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to change my life and actually not go back to the person whom my grandparents raised, but upgrade that version of myself. So I told my mother, I'm going to go back being that person who my grandparents raised, but I'm going to upgrade it since I'm an adult now. So I'm going to upgrade that person to making myself become a better version of myself, to make myself become a better version. So my mom started crying. I hugged her. I just left. I left the hospital that night. And I tell you, dude, 100% honestly, 100%, and I could put this on my life. The day after, when my mom's was released from the hospital, my brother went to pick her up, take her to the house. But she called me. She was like, oh, I'm home. I got home, da, da, da. So I was like, all right, I'm happy for you. I'll pass by the house later to come see you. So that day, though, I never forgot the conversation I had with my moms that prior to her being released. I never forgot about that, bro. And I will never forget that. So me and my mom's, we after the conversation, dude, and she called me, she told me she's home. So I'm like, listen, I gotta hold myself accountable and stick to the words that I said to my moms. And to God, most importantly, that God was listening to everything that I was saying to my moms that night. That I said that came out of my mouth to change and become a different version of myself. To upgrade the version I used to be, to just upgrade that version and to become better. So mine was still in the streets. So with that in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, you know what? I promised my moms I'm going to get out. I promised myself I'm going to get out. I promised God, most importantly, and his family that I'm going to get out that life. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't believe me, you could ask, if you ever meet people who say they know me for a long time, you could ask these people. That day, at that point of my mom's getting home, immediately what I started doing, I went out looking for legitimate jobs. I didn't care if the jobs was minimum wage. I didn't care if I have to wash dishes. I just didn't want to work in a fast food restaurant. Because I don't like, at that point as well, I was in the process of losing weight. So I said, okay, I want to work, but I don't want to work in fast food places to get the temptation to go back and eating garbage stuff. And so my whole thing was, okay, I want to get a job. I don't mind the money. I don't mind what I have to do, hard labor. I've never been a lazy person. So the hard labor and all of that stuff never bothered me. Never bothered me. So I'm like, whatever I could get to start and eventually work my way up, I'm willing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been close to 11 years that I dressed, and listen, I'm sitting here making this live. I'm doing this live documentary feed, whatever you might like, the live stream. And I'm telling you my version of my life. A version I don't really talk about a lot. But listen, I never turned back. I never turned back. That day that my mom's called me and said she made it home, I went to the neighborhood. Well, people in the street terminology is block. I went to the block where me and my boys used to be hanging out all the time, every day, all night, where we call our block. If you in the street terminology, your block is where you and your homeboys, you and your friends, you and your colleagues, whoever you're doing business with, you guys hang out in the same neighborhood. So I remember that evening, I went to that neighborhood and I parked my car 2 blocks away and I walked. And I remember telling my boys, dude, I'm like, listen, I'm out this life, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Like, my mom's was hospitalized. Like, they all knew my mom's was in the hospital because they all my boys, real close friends, you know. So I'm like, bro, my mom's been in the hospital, and the reason, you know, we had a big discussion, man, and I'm out, bro. I'm out this life, you know. And a good thing about me, I've never been into doing bad to other people, like meaning that stealing from people, taking from people. Like, I've never been one of those people who decide, okay, you know what, I always have to watch my back. You know, a lot of people in that life, in that street life, they always, when they to get out, the biggest fear when they get out is they're gonna have to stand on their own. And knowing that how much bad things they did in their lives is a scary thing, to know that you did so many bad stuff to other people. Now you're out of the street life. You're away from the people that kept you safe. Now you have to stand on your own. So a lot of people don't get out of the street life because of that reason. They're fearful. They're very scared to stand on their own. But that never bothered me, because once again, I never was involved into nothing that I have to constantly watch my back. I never was involved. I've never been a scumbag like that. Never, dude. So I said, dude, I told my boys, listen, I'm done. I'm done, bro. Like, I'm 100% done. And everybody's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Like, are you sick? Is something wrong with you? I know, like, I don't know about you guys, but they start touching my neck to see if I'm hot, like if I have a fever, if I'm just talking out my ass. Like, they started like, dude, is you all right? Are you sick? Because at that point, we was very successful. At that point, this conversation took place with my mother. Bro, we was doing numbers. We was doing numbers. But I thank God for that conversation with my moms, because 11 years now, and I done seen so many bad things within those 11 years that I changed my life. I done seen so many bad things happen to people that I was around, that when I was involved in that life. So many people that I was around when I was involved in that life, so many terrible things that happened to them. Getting locked up for years, in and out of jail, domestic violence, robbery charges, like a whole bunch of shit. You know, so I'm sitting here telling you guys right now, after 11 years passed, I never, ever, ever turned around to go back to being that person. Let's pause for a second and do another set. Oh. Yeah. So the reason I brought up my story to you guys, right? Remember, we're talking about the reason why people don't actually hold on to the changes that they made in their lives. And the reason for me bringing up this story is to tell you guys this. the reason I decided that day I was going to change, and the only how I knew that I was going to stick to this routine to make myself a better version of myself, to create and do what it takes in the right way. Because I was not going to go back into that type of life. I was not going to be somebody that's ever going to go back into destroying the community for their own selfish gain. I decided I'm never going to do it ever again. So for that to happen for me, I don't know how other people, but I had to create a distance between the people I consider to be friends. I had to create a distance between me and those people. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, it was over a decade, over 10 years of me hanging out with these people. I say the first 2 years was once in a while, 2-3 days a week. The next 6-7 years was 7 days a week. I was seeing these people every day, hanging out, talking to them every day. Like, so imagine going from being around people every day to all of a sudden me knowing like, listen, Lenny, the only how that you could actually sustain this new routine that you just started, you have to create a distance between you and those people. No matter they're your friends, no matter you love them, no matter you wish good for them, but you have to realize you decided to make this change. You decided to go and become a better version of yourself. You made that decision. So it ultimately falls on you to hold yourself accountable. So I knew from the beginning, I cannot keep being buddy-buddy with these people every day for even today, for the remainder of my life, until those people don't decide to make changes and to evolve and to become better version of themselves. I cannot be close. I could love and speak to these people from a distance. I can go visit them once a month, spend 2-3 hours with them in the neighborhood, in the block. I'm comfortable there because I know everybody there, but still, once a month, I will go see these people and be around what they're around. And I'm not involved with nothing, but still, those are people, once again, that I know love me and I love them, regardless I changed my life or not. But I knew from the beginning I had to create a lot of distance between me and these people. And that's exactly what I did. So that was one of the biggest reasons that I held and I stood my ground. And a lot of people, they can't do that. They can't. Because you know how hard it is. And a lot of people that go back to the version they was, that they know that version is going to ruin their entire life. They know that version, that person there was, that they actually decided to make a change to become a better person. They knew that person there was not going to take them to the destiny in life. They knew that person was not going to take them and grow, is not going to take them to grow into the full potential in life. They knew that. So that's why they wanted to change. That's why they wanted to become better versions of themselves, because they knew this type of life would not last. But the biggest problem with human beings, the reason why they go back and they cannot hold themselves accountable for the decisions they're making, is because they cannot leave and stand on their own. They cannot figure out, like, okay, I became a different person. But me being a different person, I'm lonely. Now in this new life, in this new version of myself, I don't have friends. I don't have people I could hang out with. So guess what they did? Guess what 99% of people are going to do? They're going to go back to that crowd, the crowd that they worked for at least a year, 2 years. They worked so hard to put distance between them and that crowd. Eventually, they moved away, and A year later, 2 years later, it's a gigantic space between them. And still, those people they're still friends, but they put a gigantic space. I put myself in that. I put a gigantic space between me and the people I consider to be friends. And a lot of people cannot hold on because they are scared to be by themselves. They are so terrified that they don't have people to hang out with no more. Because my change, you know what came with my change? You know what comes with changes? People call it loneliness. I don't call it loneliness because I don't mind being by myself. I don't mind talking to myself. I don't mind going watching a movie. I don't mind going to the beach, bro. I don't mind doing, bro. I could do everything by myself. I don't need a crowd of people around. But that's me. A lot of people love having companionship. A lot of people like having others around them. So when the stress comes off, okay, I'm a different person now, but now I don't have people to talk to. Now I don't have friends being that person. And for some reason, it draws them right back into the negative version of themselves that they worked 12 months, 18 months, 24 months to change. That's why a lot of people don't hold on to the new version of themselves. They go back into the old version. And what they don't realize, going back, when you go backwards in life, you go backwards, you're digging yourself into a deeper hole. To come out of that hole is going to be 10 times harder than the first time that you actually made it out. You have to start thinking like that. The first time you made it out of that situation where you know you had to put space between you and the people you love, you had to actually walk away. You had to basically change your number. You had to ignore people's phone calls. You have to tell people I can't go hanging out. You worked super hard to put that distance between you and those people. And you love those people. But guess what? Because things have changed, your life have absolutely changed. And change comes with different battles you have to face. And a lot of time when you change your life for the better, it comes with you having to be and walk your own path for a long, long time till God actually put the correct people that you need to align with to create a friendship. I'm not talking about, listen, you don't have to forget about those friends, the people you grew up with. I'm not telling you to forget about those people. Those are your friends for life. But you have to understand, by walking side to side with those people, you're never going to grow into your full potential. So now you have to keep that distance between you guys for years and years and years. And the loneliness and the boredom you're feeling that you don't have people around you, you're going to have to walk that lonely path for a long time. I'm still walking that lonely path, but I love it. You're going to have to walk that lonely path for a long time till God and his family aligned you with the right people that you could create business relationships with. You could create business friendships with. You got to understand that. Change, everything that you change in your life is going to come with some type of obstacles that you're going to have to face. Making a change to become a better version of yourself. It's not, oh, all of a sudden I change and my life is dramatically going to be different. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. You're going to have to make that change, and you're going to have to realize that a lot of things that I knew for years and years of my life, I'm going to stay away from those things because for years and years of my life, I've been doing this same thing and it never got me nowhere. So now I became a different version of myself and I'm doing different things with my life. So for me to continue on the right path, I have to continue doing what I'm doing. And it's going to take you years because you're not going to immediately find people that you're going to trust. You're not going to be immediately find people that's going to align with your beliefs to make things happen. Bro, I am still going through. It's been over 11 years I've been on this path. And I am still going through the process of the day that God is going to align me with the right people so my finance could get better. Until those days, my finance and everything could get, until those days come, what I do, I just keep pushing in the right direction. Once I got out that life, I invested immediately because you don't realize that, and they don't really teach that in school. to create financial stability in life. I'm not going to call it financial wealth. I'm going to say to create financial stability, to create financial where you don't have to ever worry about money ever again. To create that type of finance, there is three major things that I done paid attention to people who have money. I done read books on people with real money. And my uncle Warren Buffett, he even said that out of his mouth. Investing into the stock market is one of the number one priority that you have to, when you start prioritizing your life, you have to go down that path. Wall Street is a big investment. You have to eventually take some of your money, your hard-earned money that you're working for every day. Take $15,000 to $20,000 of that money, invest it into big companies that's already been growing for years. All you got to do, put money in those people company. That's it, and let the money sit and turn over. As my uncle Warren Buffett said, don't never be ready to grab when it goes up. Don't just leave it. Just put that money into those companies and just forget about it. Because of my uncle Warren Buffett, I invested into NU Holding Bank. I don't know if you know what bank is that, but I invested, once my uncle invested $1 billion, my uncle Warren Buffett invested $1 billion into that stock. And when they first came on the stock market, he bought into $1 billion. And I'm like, I've been watching this man, and I love Mr. Warren Buffett because he's a simple man. He still goes to McDonald's. He still drives the same car, Cadillac. He's a proud American. That's my hero. Those are people that are like him. That's my hero. He don't feel the need to be acting better than people. He teach people who wants to learn. That's a hero to me. But make a long story short, I invested into a company. He heavily invested in. And it's been a couple of years, and the stock is going up and going up and going. And I bought it for cheap when it first came out. And now it's going all the way up. But that's just one of my companies that I invested into. I invested into a whole nother boatload of companies that my uncle also has shares in as well. But listen, that's one of the investment. The second investment that you have to make when you're building financial success, you have to get into real estate. And now I'm sitting here making this live stream with you. By January, I'm going to start taking a course to actually get my certificate for real estate. I am. I realized after years of like, listen, bro, I'm gonna do and work. I'm gonna do exactly the plans that 8 out of 10 millionaires and billionaires said the steps that they took. I'm gonna take those steps. I'm gonna take the course and get my real estate license. I'm gonna take the course. It takes me a month course, and then I have to study for the test. 120 question tests, pass it, get my license, get my real estate license. Ladies and gentlemen, if wealthy people have been doing it for years and continue to grow wealth, why am I going to just sit back and watch and hope I win the lotto? No. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you. And the third thing, 8 out of 10 wealthy people said that they did to grow wealth is investing into their own business, actually building a business. Mind you, remember I said first in Wall Street, investing into other people's companies, investing into other people's businesses. Number one. Number two, go get your real estate license, become a real estate agent. Buy and sell houses. You could use the bank money to do it. Or you could work and save some money and start with your own property. That's number two. It all takes steps. I'm saying this to you guys, and you probably think like, oh, damn, this is not easy. I need money to do that. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. I'm telling you right now, dude. You don't need $1 million to go get a real estate license. That's number one. You don't need $1 million to become a real estate agent. You don't need $1 million to invest into stocks in Wall Street. You don't need $1 million to buy shares of other people's companies. You don't need $1 million. It's a gamble, absolutely, like everything else in life. Everything else in life is a gamble, bro. I don't care what you say, bro. You waking up, you going outside right now to go throw the garbage, to go to the deli, to go to the supermarket. It's a gamble. You never know what could happen. You don't make it back home. It's everything we do in life is a gamble. I just rather take the gamble that multimillionaires and multi-billionaires been taken for years and keep making them more and more and more and more money. Doesn't matter if it's a pandemic. Doesn't matter if it's a storm. Doesn't matter if it's a snowstorm, a rainstorm. Hurry. It doesn't matter what's the weather. It doesn't matter about politics. It doesn't matter who's the president. These people are still making money. So I'm following the blueprint of 8 out of 10 wealthy people that I've been documenting for years on how they build their wealth. And they all started with the stock market, then they went into real estate, then they invest into actually their own company that they built and struggle to make it a success. I'm following that blueprint, and with the help of God and His family, I'm going to get there. My main focus is keeping myself healthy. That's why I'm doing this live stream with you guys and working out. Because no matter what your goals in life, no matter what you're aiming to achieve, without the proper health, it's a waste. You could be pursuing financial stability and you're not taking care of your health, you're not taking care of your well-being. God will bless you with the financial stability you need, but guess what? Your health is deteriorating every day. Now you're wealthy, but now you're in and out of the hospital, in and out of doctor's office. You have to take 10 different medications every day just to stay alive. Perfect example, the owner of Apple. Perfect example, the owner of Apple, Mr. Steve Jobs. That man worked day in and day out to build Apple as a company, neglecting his health, neglecting his well-being. Finally, this man's company became a multi-billion-dollar company. With him all through the years of him not paying attention to his health, not putting his health as a priority, what happened to Mr. Steve Jobs? None of his billions of dollars, none of the money that he made could have saved his life. That man died a billionaire. Nothing of his bank account could have saved him. Not the best doctors in the world he could have paid to save him. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen out there, no matter what's your goal to become financially stable in life, no matter what's your goal to get a better job, no matter what's your goal to improve your quality of life, you have to put your health as priority number one. Numero uno. Numero uno. Priority number one supposed to always be your health. Let's do another set. Oh. Ooh. Ah. 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 Ooh, was good. Yeah, so the original point I'm trying to get across to you guys, that's one of my number one reasons why people don't actually hold on to the changes they make in life. That's one of the biggest reasons. That's one of my biggest reasons of why people go back into being the person that they was. Because the lack of wanting to walk a lonely path, the point of they don't want to walk by themselves, the point of they don't want to be by themselves, the point of they're not willing to sacrifice for a longer period of time to hold on to what they built, that takes them back into that version of themselves that they knew from jump will not get them anyway. They knew from jump it's not gonna get them to developing and becoming a better version of themselves. So that's why they worked hard to get out of it. But it's hard for people, man. It's hard. It's really hard for people to hold on to a new version of themselves because it's not easy. Changing your life for better to become better is not easy, man. And it's to me it's simple, but to a lot of people it's not. To a lot of people, because what I noticed over the years that people actually hate being by themselves. So there's so much people in this world that hate to be by themselves, that they feel like they always need other people around them. The whole fact that if you get up every single day thinking that you need a coach around you to help you lose weight, you need a coach around you to help you with finance, you need a coach around you to help you eat better, you need a coach around you to teach you how to drive, you need a coach around you to teach you how to swim, to ride a bicycle. If you think every single day in life you need to have support, you're playing the wrong game. Life is a game. And if you don't know, if you can't stand on your own in this game, you're losing. You've been lost. If you're waking up every single day thinking that, bro, I need support, I need this, I need that from others, you're already lost. You're already lost. You gotta be willing to get up every day without any support. You have to be your biggest supporter. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. So you have to get up every day, dude, without anybody around you and just go lift weights. Without anybody telling you to eat right. Don't put this ice cream in your mouth. Don't drink the soda. Don't eat this fast food every day. You have to know that. You have to grow that into your brain. Like, listen, I know I cannot be eating these cheeseburgers and this greasy French fries all the time. I know I have to stop eating ice cream. I know I have to stop drinking those sugary sodas. I know that's the only how I'm going to gain my health back. You have to become that version of you. You have to build that inside of you. You can't expect a coach to be with you all day, all night. You want me to be your coach? If you have enough money to do that with me, I would still do it. But every single day, I will advise you. It's going to come a point that it's not even about the money. Even if you have unlimited money, I'm one of the type of people to tell you, like, listen, you're going to start having to hold yourself accountable for the actions you're going to make. You can't expect me every single day to be around you for the rest of your life to stop you from eating ice cream. That to go every place with you, so to make sure you don't drink sodas. No, that's not life. You have to live a free life. And knowing that the temptations of life cannot be greater than the temptations in your head to become a better version of yourself. You can't, because, dude, every corner you take is temptations to do bad. And I don't care what country you're from, dude. This is not just only the United States. All over the world. Every corner you turn, if you're walking, you're driving, you're riding a bike, every corner you turn, it's a great possibility to do something bad. It's always a way, and somehow, some ways for someone to do bad. It's way greater to get yourself involved in bad things than good things in this world. It's way greater for you to get involved in anything to do bad. When coming to doing good, is very, very few things that's in our eyes, that's right in front of us to keep us on the right path. Everything in front of us, majority of it that we look at every day, is something that will bring bad to our lives. So how can you hold on to the new version of yourself if you cannot be disciplined to the fact that you don't need a support system? You have to become your biggest support system to hold on to any change you have made in your life. You have to. You can't expect people to constantly cheer you on. You can't expect people to constantly say, oh, listen, don't go back and hang out in this neighborhood, or stop hanging out with these people. You have to get that in your brain. Like, listen, me being around these people, I've been around them for 10 years and my life was never going up. My life just keep going down. Just keep going down. And I tell people that all the time, even the people I know now, and I still tell them, like, listen, bro, you guys see and hear the news just like I do. All of the names that you would hear from the street life from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, all of these people that you heard that was living it up in the street life, where are they today? Where are they right now? I'll say 85% of those people from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s are dead. And from the 80s, 90s, 2000, if they're not dead, they're in prison for years and years and years. So if you know that, if you've seen what I'm seeing, and you knowing the facts of that life, where it leads you and what it leads you and what it makes you become, what version you're creating by being involved in that life, the version of yourself that you're creating daily, every single day by being a part of that life, is a version of you eventually that's going to take you backwards. This is not a version of you that's going to take you into the promised land. That version of you is never going to get you to the promised land. That version of you is never going to make you grow into your full potential. It's never going to make you grow into your full potential. And I don't care if you're out there doing bad, but yet betraying others that's doing the same thing you're doing. You know, like the law enforcement now has so many of this type of people in the streets, because law enforcement knows if you're somebody that's doing bad in the streets, that you have no potential of becoming wealthy in that life. So law enforcement are seeing these people now, arresting them. After the arrest, law enforcement personnel see how vulnerable these people become. And instead of putting them in jail or putting them in prison, they will have these people sign documents into transforming into regular civilized street people, into becoming people that the law enforcement would allow you to do bad, but yet betray others that's doing something a little bigger than what you're doing. It makes no sense to me, and how I'm explaining to you is just the way it is. But my point of bringing this up, if you have to go through all of that, you have to betray other people for your own gain, what will make you decide to be it, still continue being a part of life? At what point you're going to be like, you know what, that's it. I had enough of this. I'm done. I am done. My life, I got to change. I got to do something different. I am done with this life. At what point you're going to make that decision like, I'm out? Don't wait to change to become a different version of yourself until something bad happens. Don't get the temptation to go back to where you came from, that you know where you came from was not good. And you decided to get away from that to become who you are now. Don't fall into the trap of it's too hard to keep going forward. Don't fall into the trap, man. No matter how hard it gets, continue walking forward, bro. Take one step at a time. Don't never ever go backwards in life. The changes you made to become a better version of yourself, hold on to those changes, man. Don't let nobody, no family members, no friends, nobody, bro, convince you going back will be better. Don't let nobody tell you going back will be less painful than moving forward. Move forward, fight through the pain. I promise you, the pain eventually goes away. But when you're going back and you're thinking there's no pain going back, you think just going back, you're going back to easy life. What you don't realize at that point when you make that decision, things are just going to get 10 times worse for you when you go back. Don't go back. Things get 100 times worse going backwards than moving forward. Deal with the pain. Deal with the sleepless nights. Cry if you have to cry. Go for a walk if you have to by yourself. Don't give up, though. Don't give up the forward direction. Don't give up the forward motion. Don't give it up, man. Because you give it up, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there, You're going to regret it for the remainder of your life in this body, the next body, and the next body. Fight through whatever obstacles to keep going forward. Fight through it. Stay to yourself. Walk the lonely path. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from abusing drugs. Stay away from abusing alcohol. Stay away from relationships. I'm talking about those relationships, those toxic relationships with boyfriend, girlfriends. Stay away from those things, bro. You know what I mean? Oh God, that's my second reason. But we're gonna get into the second reason when I do this other set right now. So what time is it? Oh yeah, I got a couple of. Oh, ooh. Ah, ooh. Oh. Let's go. Ooh. So there you go. My second reason why people it's hard for them to hold on to a change that they make in their life. My second reason that I honestly think it's based on the intimate relationships that you decide to be a part of. Ooh, once again, please understand what I'm saying. The intimate relationship, meaning with boyfriends, girlfriends, sometimes we get into relationships as human beings that no matter how much we strive to go forward in our lives, it seems to constantly bring us back. And that may be a relationship person that you met that you is not somebody you grew up with, is not somebody you was around your whole life. No, that's a stranger you met. You met that person, it could be in a bar, in a nightclub, on the street, going to work, coming from work. Meet that person in traffic while you're driving, meet them on public transportation. I'm talking about a stranger you met. And after days and weeks and months of talking, you guys decide to become into a relationship, become straight partners. And you could be on the right path. You could basically be one of those people that actually moved away from a terrible situation that you was around, and you decide to make a change and become a better version of yourself. And then you meet that person. You and that person, everything was good at the beginning, everything clicked, everything was like, okay, everything is fun. But then you decide, okay, to get serious into the relationship. And then you start noticing stuff about that person. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning of any relationship, please take those things into consideration. When you are striving to continue walking the right path, when you know before you met this person, you was in the trenches, you was doing bad things, you was a person that you was not proud of, and you worked your butt off to get away from that life, to become a brand new version of yourself, to create and do whatever it takes by doing the right thing to become a different version of yourself. And now you want to hold on to the new version that you became, that you think this new version of me, bro, this is what I want to be. This is who I really truly want to build on. Every single day, I just want to make this version become a better version of myself. Every day I want to build on this version. So when you know you're taking one step at a time to keep building the new version of yourself that you became, and you will meet somebody after 5 months, 6 months, you guys decide to get serious. But after close to a year, 8 months now, all of a sudden you start having fights, arguments, and the arguments is over petty stuff. And then that person, whenever you guys have an argument, that person go and they probably start abusing alcohol, or that person, whenever they have an argument, you have an argument with them, they start abusing drugs, or that person After the argument, they want to just leave and go hang out. So you start thinking right then and then, like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you are striving to stick and stay on the right path in life, don't ever, ever, never, ever in life make a significant other in a relationship bring you down or bring you backwards. Never, never, bro. Don't never commit to somebody that's bringing nothing but misery to your life. Why are so many people on this earth are committing to relationships that's bringing nothing but sadness into their lives? Why is that? You got to realize from where you came from to who you are right now. You have to be grateful for what you became. You have to know that, listen, I'm doing everything I can to build on this new version of myself. You have to know you cannot let nobody intervene or interfere with the new version that you're building on every day. Because if you don't take care of you, if you don't continue building on you, other people are always quick to bring you down. You have to know that. Other human beings around you that's in your life are quick to bring you to their level. If people that know that you put in your life, that know that you're leveling up every day, but yet they're not leveling up, they're sticking the same way or they're going lower. Those people, it could be, once again, we're talking about intimate relationships. It could be your intimate partner that see you leveling up every single day. You're becoming a better person. You're becoming a better version of yourself every day. You're working towards a better life. But yet they don't want to level up. They just want to keep playing video games. They just want to keep drinking liquor. They just want to keep doing drugs. They don't want to level up. They just want to keep staying basic. Listen, bro, before you know it, you will find yourself coming back down to those people level. And before you know it, my friends, you lose everything that you had. And now you're back way farther back than you actually was at before you met this individual. Now the struggles that you face, that you became that version of yourself when you met this person, now you're way back farther in life. So that's one of my second reasons that I honestly think that people do not hold on to when they make a change. Because somebody in a relationship atmosphere will come into your life on an intimate level, and because of what's going on in that relationship could ruin everything for you. If you don't have a solid partner next to you, it could make you or break you. And it's a stranger. But you have to know, bro, when you're building to become better in life, you have to know that every human being that you aligned with going forward, you have to find the people that you have to make sure that's going to play a role in a positive way to see you accomplish your goals. You have to make sure whomever you might put in your life have to make sure that those people as well want to build and become better version of themselves. Because you cannot expect to hang around people who don't want to do nothing with their lives. Whereas you do everything every single day to build your life, to become a better version of yourself, to become financially stable, to become a healthier version of yourself. And then you hang out with somebody every single day that's willing to eat McDonald's every day, willing to eat fast food all day, willing to drink sodas every day, willing to drink beers and alcohol every day, willing to do drugs all the time. If you're building on your life and you figure that hanging out around someone like that is not going to bring you down to the level, you're bugging. You're high, you're bugging, dude. Especially if you're going to lay down with that person every day, you're 100% out of your mind. You have to build with people who is actually on the level of building themselves as well. You could be at a higher level, but you have to be with someone else that's on a lower level than you are. But every single day, they're doing whatever it takes to get up, not just to your level, but to keep growing. So with you growing and that person growing, eventually, good things must come. Good things must come. So my second reason why I think a lot of people don't hold on to the new version that they became, they don't hold on to the new version of themselves that they actually work to achieve, is because my second reason is the intimate partners, the intimate people that they actually decide to put in their lives. That's what I highly think, and that's what I'm always going to think. So anyway, let me switch this up. Do some switch up this exercise a little bit. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Do some front delts. Top of the front delts. I'm gonna do some shrugs. Ooh, that felt good. Yeah. So I honestly think, man, ladies and gentlemen, to hold on to the version that you created for yourself when bad things was going on in your life, when you was going through life without any type of motivation, you was going through life without any type of discipline towards anything, and you decided to be like, listen, I got to change this life, man. I got to do something different, because this is not going to grow me into my full potentials in life. This is not going to take me to the promised land. This is not going to help me with my health. This is not beneficial towards my health. This is not beneficial towards my life in general. The things I'm involved in is not beneficial to me in 10 years. So why am I going to keep doing it? So when you make that decision to move on and to become a better person, you have to hold on to that. You have to hold on to that, dude. You can't bring other people into your life, regardless you start liking them. Remember, this is a stranger. Remember, you just met this person in a club, in a bar, on the street, going to work, whatever made you met that person. You could, nowadays, there's so many dating apps. You probably met that person online. Whatever it is. I'm just saying, don't let people come into your life and ruin what you actually worked for. You can't. Whenever you're building to become a better version of yourself, you have to align yourself with people. If you want a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever it might be, you have to make sure the people that you bring into your life share similar goals. Once again, we're all different. We're all of God kids. We're all born different. We all have a different purpose in life to serve. We all was born with a different purpose to serve this planet, to make this planet better. We all have something we all have something we was born with inside of us that we have to bring out to the universe. So we're all special in different ways. But all I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there, that you have to align yourself with the people that's willing to become better versions of themselves every day. Years and years and years of me walking a lonely path. Years and years of me walking a lonely path, dude, like literally, because I was always one of those people. After I decided to change my life, I'm like, you know what, bro? I want to make sure anybody that I'm around, anybody I put, like, align myself around with, I have to make sure they're not like my friends. Because for that, I could just go hang out back with my friends on the block. I could just go back to that life. So I made sure, like, listen, bro, I can't have people around me with that whole block mentality. I can't have people around me that's willing to take shortcuts to get ahead in life, because back then, that's what I was a part of. I was poisoning my neighborhood, poisoning my community, and taking shortcuts to get ahead in life. If you out there doing what you're doing in the neighborhoods, whatever, listen, you could think about it whatever way you want to think about it, but in reality, that's what you're doing. When you're in your neighborhood, you call it on the block, and you're doing this, doing that, dude, you're poisoning your neighborhood. You're poisoning your neighborhood. You're poisoning your community. You're spreading bad through your community. That's it. You're destroying your community little by little. Back then, I wasn't thinking like that. But years passed, and I started thinking like, damn, dude, all of this stuff was bad. It's terrible. It was terrible. I was doing more damage to the people I claim to love than anybody else outside the community. Because guess what? When you're in the neighborhood, you call this here, this is my neighborhood, this is my block, this is where me and my partners is there. So everybody who knows us come to us for whatever they need. You don't think about it back then. You don't think about it like that, but that's what you're doing. Because everybody who loves you and come to you for whatever they need, so you like you helping your community, but in reality, you're destroying your community. You're every single day you're destroying your community. You know what I mean? So whomever is out there that's on that mentality, thinking everything is good, no, it's not good, bro. It's not good. If you love your neighborhood, if you love your community, if you want to make your community better, if you want to make your neighborhoods better, do it the right way. The taking shortcuts in life will never work. All the shortcuts we take every single day is the consequences we're going to have to face eventually, now or later, sooner or later. We're going to have to face the consequences for our actions. Shortcuts never work. Shortcuts never worked, and it will never work. Back to what I was saying. So I decided to okay, I'm never going to align myself with people who is like my friends. I came out that life. I decided to have a crazy gap. And to this day, I still keep that gap between me and my friends. Some of them in and out of jail, still in jail, problems. They call me, I don't have to pick up. I'll message once in a while, what's going on? I keep the distance. I keep the distance between us regardless. Right now, it's 11 years later. I still keep that distance. So I said to myself, I don't want to align with somebody who don't have the core value that I'm currently standing with right now. Who don't share the values in that they want to have a better life, but they don't want to take shortcuts. They want to work towards achieving their goals. They want to do what's right. I'm like, I got to have people like that around me. So me knowing that there is no way possible I'm going to go back to being that version of myself. And it doesn't matter because it's been 11 years. It still could happen. If I don't keep this gap as far as I could possibly can, it still could always happen. Why you think people who do drugs and then they go to rehab, sometimes they'll stay away from drugs for years. But why you think they go back into relapse? It's always a possibility to relapse in life. So the only how for that not to happen, you have to keep the things that you know that's temptations, keep it away from you keep it away as far as possible. You know, you cannot go in towards a better life and a great life and then align with people that you know don't share the same values. Align with people that you know that all they want to do is hang out, party, do drugs, drink. They just have a party life every day. And you, every single day you wake up, you thank God for giving your life and you just want to work towards a better future. But yet, the people that you surround yourself with, the girlfriend or boyfriend you surround yourself with, thinks every day is a party. How are you going to make progress in your life? Those are the reasons why people does not hold on to the change when they make a change in their life for better. A lot of people don't hold on to that change or because of the relationships they get into, the intimate relationships. They go back to being that person they was before they met that person. Don't make people change you to go back to being somebody that never was profitable for you, bro. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna do some shrugs. Ooh. Ooh. Oh man. Yeah, but that's my reason too. That's why people, it's hard for them to hold on to changes in their life, man. It's terrible, man. And my third and final reason why people don't actually hold on to the change that they made in their lives is because of an addiction. And it doesn't necessarily mean have to be addiction to drugs. Doesn't have to be an addiction to alcohol. There is so many different addictions out here in this universe that you will be surprised that how people will ruin a good thing because of the addiction they have. Some people, based on the addiction they have with food, they will ruin the new version of themselves they became, the healthier version of themselves they became, because of their love for French fries that they put in their head, like, okay, I just stood away from French fries. I was just eating French fries once a month, and I love it so much, but the once a month I didn't do it. I did it once a month for a year. So that's 12 times. They did it within 12 months. So they still was doing it. The whole 12 months, they did it once a month. And they won't realize, okay, you know what? I lost so much weight. I feel so much better. I'm not on the medications I was no more. I'm off my medication. I'm off my blood pressure. I'm off my cholesterol pills. I'm good now. But the addiction they have towards French fries, the love they have towards French fries, they will go back. Now 12 months pass and they dropped a whole bunch of weight. They will go back, instead of doing the French fries once a month, they will increase the French fries consuming twice a month now. So now they're going, okay, for another 12 months. Now they continue in their head, they continue on the healthy path. Within 12 months, they did once a month, they dropped the weight, they feel better. So now they decide to, oh, you know what, I'll start eating it twice a month. The twice a month turns into 3 times a month. The 3 times a month turns into 4 times a month. You understanding what I'm trying to say to you guys out there? The addiction of the likeness of this French fries will bring you back to eating French fries every day. Don't matter, you stopped for 12 months. You was doing it once. You never completely gave it up. You just started doing it once a month. Out of 30, 31 days, you were doing it one day. And you stuck with it. But gradually, you started going back, little by little by little. Next thing you know, you're eating French fries 3, 4 times a week. What do you think is the likeliness of you actually going back into gaining all the weight that you lost? There you go. That's my third reason why people don't hold on to change in life. Because some form of addiction that they had before they made the change, and they decided to be like, okay, you know what? Regardless, I know that I like drinking. I like drinking. I normally drink 5, 6 days, 7 days a week. You know what? I'm going to stop drinking so many days, because I really need to stop drinking alcohol. My doctor tell me my liver is going bad. But if I don't stop drinking alcohol, I know I'm going to die soon. So you know what, bro? Let me just stop drinking alcohol. You know what? Cold turkey, I can't do it. So instead of doing it 7 days a week, let me just do it once, twice a week for now. And then, gradually just go down and stop. The reason with that mentality, the reason when people make excuses that, oh, I can't give this up cold turkey, that's an excuse. That's a cop-out. Immediately when I hear people use those words that I cannot stop doing this immediately, I have to gradually cut myself off. You're bugging. You are bugging. If you don't have the mentality, and if you cannot build the strength to just literally say, listen, this is going to kill me. If I don't stop doing this right now, it's a 99% chance I'm dying. Because of my death, I have to stop. So if you don't realize that, and you don't think and be like, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. And you think you're going to make the excuse and you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to just give this up for once a week. I'm going to give this up twice a week now. Eventually, that addiction that you was facing before the doctor tell you that your livers are going bad, before the doctor actually did a scan on your liver and see that your liver is going bad because of the alcohol consumption that you do every day, and the doctor didn't say that to you, and you think, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do this twice a month. Let me tell you something. 95% of people go right back after their liver gets a little better, after the liver heals up a little bit, 95% of people will go back consuming that alcohol every single day, because they never programmed it in their brain that I have to give this up every day. Remember, what we think is what we become. What we think about daily, that's what we become in life. So if you're still thinking about drinking alcohol every goddamn day, and you can't wait till that day, the twice a month comes, you can't wait for that day to come when you have to drink. Trust me, eventually you're going to get back into that point of you're going to drink every single day. So that's my third reason why human beings do not hold on when they make a good change in their life to become a better version of themselves. That's my third reason. Addiction. If you think I'm lying, please, ladies and gentlemen, tell me in the comments, message me. This is an open chat. This is not just a stream that just on my end, I'm just talking. I would like to build a community. Let's talk. Let's, chime in on what I'm saying. If you think I'm talking rubbish, I'm talking legitimate stuff. Let's go. Yeah, bro. Those 10 pounds feels good. And you're super, open it up like that, it feels great. I'm going to follow up with some shrugs. Ooh. Whoa, that was good, dude. Oh, great. Yeah, man. Do some front delt raises with 10 pounds and do some shrugs. Shrugs works out your entire shoulder, though. Front, back, side, but shrugs is a good exercise. It works out your entire delt. Front, back, middle. It's a complete shoulder motion, shoulder move when you're doing shrugs. Dumbbells. Sometimes they have the hammer machines, the shrug hammer machines, where you can load up the bars, man. A lot of those machines, you use like 5 plates, I think, 5 to 6 plates. But the highest I ever got up to those machines, the hammer shrugs, it's in like 4.5 plates. But I do it good though. Like I slow the motion, so but it's a lot of guys who will put a bunch of weights, man, and they don't even go all the way up. They just, whatever way works for you though. Whatever way works. Most important thing, man, you're doing it. The most important thing, you're actually getting the workout in, man. But back to this video, ladies and gentlemen, before we'll do one more set, man. Remember what this original video was about from the beginning to the end, man. The reason why people don't actually hold on to the changes that they make within their lives, and why it's hard for people, and the first version of it is why it's so hard for people to actually make changes. So I will appreciate if you guys share these videos. Everything that I say to you comes from my heart, man. I just want to spread and bring awareness to positive things in this world. There is so much negative things that's going on right now, man. It's just too much negativity. Or even on social media, on the internet, like it's just so much negativity, man. So many people is attacking each other. So many people are just taking advantage of other people to become who they actually think that, like so many people are using other people to actually achieve their goals. So many people are lying. So many people are selling your dreams on the internet. So many people are selling lies to people on the web, on the computer, on the internet. So many people are selling lies to people on the internet, man, because I could tell you something right here. I'm not with you. I'm not going to see you. I'm in New York State. I don't know where you at. If you don't see me, I'm probably not going to see you. But like I want to bring more positive stuff, dude. It's just too much negativities out there. It's just too much people pointing finger at each other, blaming each other for all the bad things that's going on. And it's all these people out there just selling lies. They're just selling dreams, especially in the fitness world. Like the fitness community is just it's a scam. Because a lot of these guys who quote unquote they're fit, how you consider yourself to be fit when you're using drugs to look the way you're looking? When the drug use and fitness become one, why do I have to lift 1,000 pounds to be cool? Since when that makes sense? Why do I have to have 30-inch biceps to be cool? Why do I have to deadlift 1,000 pounds to seem like I'm a cool guy? Why? Since when this become a thing? It been a thing for too many years. This has to change. This is not fitness. Cannot be something that people are saying that we're fit. We're in this together. But dude, to look the way you look, how many different compounds of drugs that you're putting in your body daily? Like, how are you telling me you're fit and you cannot run for 10 minutes? How are you telling me you're fit and you're breathing harder than an elderly woman? Like, how are you fit? And you have to get on a treadmill and walk. You can't run for 10 minutes. You can't run for 20 minutes. But you're fit. How is that possible? Because you could lift up 800 pounds? We have to start thinking about the way we consider what we consider to be fit, man. Because the new generation is seeing this stuff on the internet, on social media, and thinking like this is the way to be fit. No, it's not, dude. You don't have to lift 100 pounds to be a fit person. It's not. That's not life. You don't have to. And to lift 100 pounds, the things that you have to do to your body to lift 1,000 pounds, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, dude. To get rich and famous, to die at 20 something years old, to die in the 30s for what? Some people say, yeah, live fast and die young. If that's what you want to do, man, go for it. Go for it, man. But stop corrupting people's minds, especially the little kids' minds, by letting them think to look the way you look. All it takes is just getting up and lifting weights, running or walking on a treadmill, and eating and drinking protein powder, creatine, pre-workout. Stop brainwashing little kids, man, because they're growing up thinking this is what they need to use to gain strength and to gain muscles. No, they don't. They don't, dude. All you need to get up and eat right and work out. You don't need to do nothing else to gain strength and gain muscles. That's it. Eat clean, lift a little bit of weights, do a little bit of cardio. That's it. The most important thing is eating clean. That's it. Don't let these people, they're selling you too much lies out there, bro. See, for the little bit of time I've been with you guys, this is what you do working out. This is it. If you don't like lifting weights, just look what I'm doing. Simple stuff, dude, to work my shoulders. I'm not with 20,000 pounds in my hand. No, 2 dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells for the front delts. That's front delt raise. That's all I'm doing. Simple. Same front delt raise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my last set of shrugs. Let's go, man. Ooh. Yeah. See your boy arms though. Oh. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Before I say goodbye, I always want to end the videos. I want to end the stream with telling you, ladies and gentlemen out there, please, everything you do in life, always make God and his family a part of your decision making every day. Always do what's right in the eyes of God and his family. Always treat people the way you would like to be treated. Always do unto others as you would like others to do to you. Until the next video, man, please stay safe. Please stay positive. Always help out people. Always do your best to be a good person in your neighborhood, your community, and outside your community, outside your neighborhood. Always be a good human being in this world. The rewards are endless for people that go out the way to serve and do what's right for others. Keep that in mind. Until the next video, God bless us all, man. Stay safe. I'll catch you tomorrow at the same time, man. Peace.